But what we say in business is like, people, you need to lead with free value. It's like you need to give before you get. And I think what we like, the more accurate statement is not that like people don't want to pay attention unless it's free. It's just like you need to first show people that the stuff that they actually want and they are interested in is what you're about. And you do that like, part for
value
free.
To show that what you offer is valuable, not value to show that you're giving away free value.
Right. It's like, it's literally, you're building a sign. Like McDonald's puts their sign out, like the sign itself doesn't produce any assets for the restaurant. It doesn't make more food, and it doesn't help the customers in any way other than it tells you that the restaurant's there.
You want money? That's pretty clear.
There you go.
I felt like there was something else. Oh yeah. Okay, it was dumb, but before where you're like, it's not about providing free value. I'm like, well, good, because we don't really provide value. We just like crap all over the internet and people can watch if they want. But there is a freedom to this of like being completely open and hiding nothing and holding nothing back. And it's like, hey, it's there to see and watch and judge if you want to. I don't care.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's why I don't get people who are like, oh, I can't reveal my business secrets, anything, because people are going to steal it. People are lazy. People don't care. The odds of people ripping you off are very slim, especially if you're just giving free information. They're way more likely to steal whatever you're charging for than whatever you give away. So it's like by giving it away, you're pretty much guaranteeing that no one's ever going to steal it. It's like, it's free. What's the point of stealing it?
Yeah. I just had a great idea.
Poopsicles.
Literally what you just said is the idea. It's like, okay, where is our audience? It's not in entrepreneur groups where people are adults and serious and want to be like, we should be doing this stuff where we nerd out about the things that are important to us, which includes business, but also is stuff like poop. It's like our audience is like Twitch and TikTok. Like if we can find places where like being free to be immature is what people want permission to do. And it just so happens that we happen to be nerdy about business, and like it's like other people who want to be like that and also happen to have that interest. Like I think, I don't know, I'm just imagining like if we were streaming all of this on Twitch consistently and like occasionally inviting people to, I don't know how Twitch works, like what the platform algorithm is like.
But you do realize that what you're describing is the social media platform that we came up with a while back, which is live streaming.
Mm-hmm.
It's exactly that.
Yeah. But I mean, that's, you know what? It's like the perfect platform for what we're doing, because it's like we're doing 5-hour-long streams. I mean, gamers do the same thing, but it's like games. We're kind of doing counter programming.
I just realized something. Actually, no, I didn't, but you know, I'm still gonna. Russell, in one of his books, he was saying a very valuable thing you can offer is a piece of software. And people see like so much value in a piece of software because they assume it's so much work to build it out. But it's really not that much. You can find like a developer, pay him a couple $100 to build a simple software for you. What if we did this? What if we launched Livestream, where we just find someone. It's like, hey, can you build us like, this is kind of what we're trying to build. Like, can you build us the simple version of that? And we can literally just launch it. Like maybe that's a distraction from what we're doing now. Maybe it's not a good idea. I'm just saying like, I feel like we hold ourselves back of like, hey, we have this idea. It doesn't require that much work. Let's just do it. Throw it out there, see what happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm really
I
looking forward to
wonder.
permanently unclogged. That's going to be nice.
I wonder if I could do all of this. Like teaching and coaching and stuff from my phone.
Yeah. I feel like
I feel
all
like
you
it'd be
need is
hard
good.
to.
Like you just need like a tripod with like maybe a ring light so you have like good lighting and like a microphone, like a you just like plug in. Like you could do it with very little equipment. Like, okay, that's not a good example because it was a very crappy course and I only sold like 5 or 6 copies of it. But like I literally have that exact setup. Like I had soft boxes just because like I was more serious, but it's like a ring light would have worked. Like I had a tripod, I had the lighting, I had a lapel mic, and I used my phone to record everything.
Yeah.
Ooh, what if we, I mean, okay, we shouldn't do this because we're already doing a business, but business idea, Phonepreneur, an entrepreneur who runs his entire business on his phone. And it's like teaching people how to do that, how to run a Phonepreneur business.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering is like, if you could do this Facebook group thing, like while you're at the doctor's office, like just on the go as you're like, it's like 5 more minutes in your day. It's like pull up the video, do it from your phone, and it's like you squeeze it in with all the other stuff you're already doing. I don't know.
Yeah, that would work really well for the pre-recorded video because it's like wherever you
I
are,
feel like
whenever you
that's
have.
I feel like what that is that's another funnel, another way to get people into the same ecosystem. It's like we just need to do the first iteration of it and then see if we can like what can we do to like make this thing fit into you can do all of this from your phone. And like that's another like little micro niche of people who can get attention that way.
Actually, this could be a course. We could create like the 5-minute Phonepreneur course or whatever. And it's like just teach people these are the strategies you need to implement in order to run your business in your spare time, 5 minutes at a time. It's like, hey, you're waiting in line at the grocery store, pull out your phone and just like create your Facebook group and publish it. It's like one
Yeah.
step at a time, just like teaching the principles of that. And it can be like a cheap course of like, hey, $97 course that we just create and like throw in as bonuses for other courses.
Yeah. On the go. Something.
Anyway, we're getting off topic. Oh wait,
Yeah.
there is no topic.
So I feel like something that would be valuable to do is talk about the right way to invite people into groups. Like I don't know if that would be like a 5 minute training. That feels something more like something I would cover in like inside the group as a like workshop training or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be like an upsell. Like, hey, this is like the exact strategy, step by step, to properly invite people to your group. It's even further on, like down the line, this could be what we use to like as a lead magnet. It's like a like one pager, like one page PDF of like, this is the proper technique to use in order to invite people to Facebook groups. And then you can have like a video training, like breaking it down or whatever. It's like, it can be as simple as that. Like follow these steps, invite people to your group. And then on the back end, it's like, hey, if you're interested in more than that and you don't have a group yet, or you want to launch it or grow it or monetize it, it's like we have this detailed course walking you through everything. Like we don't need that right now, but it is, like you're saying, very valuable. So it could be a good lead magnet. It could be a good like free value on the front end, whatever, however we want to position that.
Yeah. Ooh. Ooh.
But
I'm just thinking.
I like how you're trying to knock the idea loose by tapping on your forehead.
Yeah. So what came up for me is like all of these ideas that are like that take some time to communicate. That is not like a 5 minute blah 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 whatever. Or maybe it's the explanation of why to do something. It's like, oh, I wonder if I could stack 2 or 3 of those, or maybe even just one thing. It's like, this is yeah, I think lead magnet is probably the best way to use it. But if you had like 3 or 4 of the most popular things and just like create a workshop, like a low ticket offer, it's like, this is $27. It's like, here are the 3 things that you need to know about groups that get clients. And then it's like, here's what everybody's doing. That's not going to get you clients the same way. This, I don't know. Or it's not going to build the right kind of culture or anyway. So it's like, you're literally just pre-indoctrinating people into like the system, the process, and the thinking, but you're getting paid to like grow that list. So somebody might take the workshop and be like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that, but of course, but you've still made $30 off of some dude who's like, yeah, not for me.
Yeah. Or maybe like this is a completely separate idea that is probably dumb. But what about, instead of like how-to courses, what if it's how-to not courses? So it's like how to not run your Facebook group. They would teach people like, this is how most people run their group. And then of course, like, and this is how you should run it.
Yeah.
But it's like, show, like, instead of just like, oh, you're doing it wrong, let me show you, here's the course. It's like, let me show you what you're doing wrong, why it's wrong, and what to do instead. And it's like, instead of just part of the sales page and the pitch, it's like, it's part of the course.
Mm-hmm. Oh, dude, this would make such a good ad. Like, if you show them what I showed, it's like, here's how to invite people into your group in a minute or less. Like, this is how you can consistently grow your group. Click on invite friends, like go down the list, select the people who are a good fit for your group, click invite. You're done. But if that's all you're doing to growing your group, you're not doing it right. And here's what you need to do before you get to that point. It's like you need to have invited people into your group the right way so that they see and model the right way to invite people to the group. Because when you get to the point where you're not growing your group is going to keep growing for you. I mean, if you wouldn't, like, you would basically just show them like, here's how easy it is to grow an audience, but you can't do this yet. You're not ready to do this yet, because if you do it this way, it's not going to work. It's like, so the goal is you want to get them to the point where they can do this just a couple minutes a day.
That'd be so funny. You're like, this is how to invite people to your Facebook. Walk them through step by step. All right, you shouldn't have done any of that because that's the wrong way to do it. And they're like, what the hell?
Yeah, exactly.
Now let me teach you how to fix your mistake. It's like, but you made the mistake.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be great if this is how easy it was to grow your group? Click here, select 10 people, click invite. You're done. That would be awesome, but you can't get to that point unless you've done some other steps first. It's like, Why? Like I can tell I have thousands of friends on my Facebook feed. I could totally start a group and just start inviting. Well, you're going to get people who won't ever come into your group. And even if they do come to your group, they're not going to know why they're there, and they're going to like poke around, and then they're going to leave. They'll never come back. So like you can walk them through the process of like that's the goal, is like we want, this is the promise land. It's like grow your group in just 5 minutes or less. And then have your group do the same thing, growing the group for you. But you can't do that unless you have already established really good group culture. And most people don't. Most people invite you to the group exactly like I'm showing you. How many groups have you been invited to where you're like, this is stupid. Like I don't know any of these people. I'm already in 300 groups. I'm not gonna look at another one. So it's like, it's if you don't have a group that you're getting consistent clients from, like it's easy to grow it. It's easy to do the things. It just takes 5 minutes or so to do little specific tasks. You have to do them right. You have to do the right things so that the group they're creating is going to have the right kind of culture to use that 5 minutes that you're doing in a way that those 5 minutes are going to be beneficial, as opposed to killing that, your life.
It's funny because it's funny that you say that, because in the background as we're talking, and I'm just like, we've been talking a long time today, and we did some work. Like that is awesome. Like we did a lot of good work, and it's like we're way farther than we were before. But now I'm just like, I should probably be doing work on my own, like, listening to the audiobook and taking notes and getting ready. And I'm just like, I feel like I'm just wasting my time. Like, not that I'm not enjoying it. I'm like, of course I'm enjoying it. It's more like I feel kind of guilty of like, I should be working right now,
That's the kind of business you should have. When you've done hours of work and you feel guilty, it's like, I probably should be doing something that feels more like real work. It's like, imagine working for like 10 hours or more a week and none of it feels like work. Where you feel like, I should probably be doing more, and you've already gotten a bunch done.
Yeah.
It's like, to me, it's like, this is the business that I want to have. This is where I want to stay. It's like, I'm being productive. I'm also having a ton of fun. And it's like, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I just feel like there's work that I need to do on my own.
Right.
So that I can then do the work together to really start building this up. And I feel like until I do that work, there is a limited amount of things that we can do together to start building this out. So I'm like, I need to get this done as quickly as I can so we can really start like getting to work for real. And that's
okay. So what if we did this? Like the work that, because you said you were going to be doing research on like perfect webinar stuff, right?
Now it's listening to the audiobook of Traffic Secrets, taking notes, and then once I've gone through all three, I have the notes for all three. It's kind of like go through and figure out like, all right, what's step one? Okay, who's the avatar? What's step two? What are their problems? What's step three? Kind of like come up with a basic strategy for us to build up the business, and then we kind of like go through that.
Yeah.
And it's like, I need to do that work in order for us to begin that process. Like we already began a bit today, but it was very kind of like unstructured and kind of like, let's just, have fun with this and see what happens. But I feel like we kind of need that. We don't need to adhere. Sounds weird. Anyway, we don't need to adhere to that structure too rigorously, but it's like at least having a strategy of like this, the steps we need to go through.
Mhm.
Because like till now we're like, well, what if we do this work and we realize like, oh, we need to plan for this step, and because of that, we have to redo this work. Like I don't want us to waste time, which is
Yeah.
why it's like I want to go through all 3 books to really get a grand picture, and then go back and it's like, all right, this is step 1, this is step 2, this is step 3, this is step
Mhm.
4. And then we can go in. It's like, I need to do a little more work on the front end so we can do the work together. So then you can go out and start building the course.
Mhm.
And then I can go out and start building the funnel.
Yeah.
Like there's a limited amount of things we can do together. And what about you, like on your end? Is there anything that you can do by yourself? Just like while I'm off doing this.
Yeah. So I think what I need to do is actually sit down and write an offer post. Here, let me write this down. So, an offer post,
What if
and
what if you came up with an outline for the course? Like, hey, this is the big overview. Like, okay, step 1, pre-launch, step 2, launch, step 3, grow, step 4, monetize, step 5, automate, like as an example. And then it's like, all right,
yeah.
what are the basic bullet points included in each one that we need to
Mhm.
cover? And then once we have that basic, we can kind of like go in and start fleshing it out. And I
Yeah.
feel like we can do that together, but at the end of the day, it's just kind of like you sitting down and pretty much outlining the basic processes you need to go through to be able to get someone to the result that they want.
Mhm.
So it's like if I go out and kind of like come up with a business plan for our business, and then you go out and come up with an outline for the course, then we can kind of like come back and start slowly working our way through and building everything out from there.
Mhm.
It's like if you want, you can also like create an offer post and like start getting people's like reaction and feedback and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So for me, like my research is more like strategy, business, funnel,
Mhm.
sales page, webinar, things like that. Like that's my research. Your research would be more like, how do I create this course? How can it be the best? What kind of people are interested? So it's kind of like I'm doing the business research, you're doing the product research.
Right.
Okay, can I be the SCO, the stupid chief of operations? Uh, we should totally come up with like stupid, like ridiculous fake business titles for ourselves for this business. It's like, yeah, okay, we're like co-founders and co-owners, but we're also like
Mhm.
co-floaters and like assholes and like whatever.
Chief Chief Nice Hole.
What are your responsibilities?
Chief
Being,
Idiot. Mhm.
how much do you get paid? Way too much. Kind of like, you know, in Deadpool, for the credits,
Uh-huh.
like written by like an overpaid like asshole. It's like I just love that so much. I'm like, ooh, can we do that for a business?
That would be amazing.
Oh man. Uh, or maybe we can just take terms that people are familiar with, like CEO, but make it mean something different. Completely overpaid. Wait, CEO. No, completely. Uh, I don't know. I can't think of anything. CEO, come experience COVID. No, wait, that's CEC. Never. Come experience orgasms. No, that's not the right market. Completely exaggerated opportunity.
SOB, supervisor of breakthroughs.
Nice. Ooh, I want to be like a BS, business savant.
CBO, chief bullshit officer.
I love it. Oh, I want to be the CFO, completely fucking oblivious. But I feel like this would be so much like once we start hiring people and building a team, just like coming up with like ridiculous, stupid names. And it's like literally hiring for that. It's like, you want to be like our obsessive compulsive, like whatever, like, and it's just like that's gonna attract only people who have a sense of humor and who like enjoy kind of like work and atmosphere and stuff like that, you know. Like, do you want to be our OBC, overpaid business consultant? It's better than the previous role before it was the UBC, underpaid. Or no, start off at underpaid, and then once you prove yourself, then you get a promotion to OBC. There's new people that arrived. I wonder if that means I'm gonna have roommates. I hope not. I enjoyed being alone last. Oh well. The joys of travel and being an OBC. Ooh. We're both OBPs, overqualified business partners. Because we are overqualified because we're so lazy that we've gained so many skills over the years that we've never actually used. So we really are overqualified.
Yeah. That's the definition of an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And overqualified, underpaid, never does anything.
Yeah. Actually does a crap ton of things, but never anything useful. Like that's what an entrepreneur does. Like they use the 80-20 principle, but upside down. They do 80% of the things that are completely pointless and spend 20% of their time wishing they were doing the 20%. I don't know where I'm going with this.
Well, entrepreneurs for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like this is like, it's weird because I feel like, man, we're wasting our time. Like we could be so much more effective building this business, but then I remember like, wait, this is day 2.
Dude. okay, I would totally watch a show about. Did you ever watch Get Smart,
The show, no. The movie, yes.
the movie? Okay, so like the premise of like he's the accountant kind of nerd guy that did all the training, wanted to be a spy. They still wouldn't really let him because he's so good at analysis. He's not really like the best people person. And then everybody gets wiped out. Where like, um, you know, something happens. And he's like literally gonna get left. And so I was thinking like, what if you did a show or like a book or drama or something, some sort of thing where it's like the the kid who wants to be a knight, like the squire that goes around and knows everything about all the swords and all the horses. It's like, I know this knight and then this, like they know all the stats, all the stuff, but it's like they never learn, like they never do any of the stuff. Like they never actually go anywhere. They never learn how to fight with swords or anything, but they know all kinds of stuff. So then it's
Yeah.
like at some point it's like they actually end up going on an adventure, and like every single little thing that they ever knew about or learned comes up in some little way where it's like all those little side things where it seems like the hero meets a little somebody and they help him. It's like the like all of that stuff that they never did, or like that was like this random thing that everyone thought was a waste of time. It's like all of it kind of comes up. So it's sort of like the entrepreneur journey of it's like you do all of this stuff for so long where none of it matters. And then you jump into basically you're like, I'm going to take on risk and in a way that nobody is willing to. And you just get hit over and over and over and over again. New stuff, like solve this problem, do this thing. It's like all of the stuff that you've collected over the years comes to the table and it's like, oh, like I know about this thing from that one time. It's like you figure it out and do it. Oh, I've read about this thing over here. It's like you have all of these tools at your disposal that most people don't have.
I just realized like that is pretty much me. And I feel like most unsuccessful entrepreneurs, which is literally like they've taken so many trainings and courses and like read so many books and stuff like that. It's like they know how to do everything, but they've never actually taken the time to implement it. So it's like, okay, I know how to coach people. I know how to run a newsletter. I know how to do editing. I know how to film. I know how to do the lighting and the sound for the videos. I know how to write books. I know how to like do a funnel. I know like sales, like psychology. I know all these things, everything I could ever need to be successful. Yet I'm always like, what am I missing? What more do I need to learn? It's like, no, just do it. Like you don't
Yeah.
even need 80% of the skills you have. You just need 20% of action with like 1% of skill,
Yeah.
and the other 79% are completely pointless. I guess that just sealed the deal. Are they seals? I can't really tell from this angle.
Yeah. What's going on with this? Cool. Well, I guess I'll let you go.
Oh, that means I have to go work. It's funny because work is literally, I mean, I could just be lying in the hammock listening to the audiobook with my computer, my laptop, taking notes. Like that is work. That's what I'm complaining about right now. uh,
Alrighty. Well,
First,
see
I'm
you
going to
later.
go eat salad and watch you just to like give
Nice.
my mind a little break. Even though like like you've done most of the work, but it's still like we work pretty intense for a couple hours. And it's like I feel like my brain just needs a little break.
Yeah. Me too. I'm gonna get up and walk around for a little bit. All right. See you later.
All right. talk to you tomorrow.
All right, sounds good.